Good morning, my dear children and parents. My dear children, today we will be starting with our literature book. I am Sadhna Soni, your English teacher, and we will be doing lesson number 1 from Honeysuckle. And the name of the lesson is Who Did Patrick's Homework? It is a wonderful story that will tell us that how the motivation and self inner power motivates us and motivate us to do the different work. And the message that we are going to receive from this lesson is that self help works wonderfully. How it works? Wonderfully. कहते हैं ना, जब चाह होती है वहीं राह होती है. Where there is a will, there is a way. Same thing we will be seeing in this lesson. So this lesson is written by Carol Moore. Before moving to the chapter, we should know about the writer. So she was born in an American libertarian active in New York City, Los Angeles and Washington DC libertarian parties. She is an outspoken libertarian feminist. So that means she was a very broad-minded lady, and she is a free speaker and speak in the favor or in a limelight of justice. Now, she is co-founder of Pro-Choice Libertarian 1987 and Libertarians for Peace 2002. She has been an anti-war and war tax resistance activist since the late 1970s, most recently organizing dozens of protests with the DC Anti-War Network. Her writings focus on governance in small political units. She has criticized the street violence tactics and anti-capitalist Black Bloc members of the anti-globalization and peace movements and the fact that they are condemned by leading progressive. So my dear students, whatever we are reading here, no, and whatever I am presenting to you, you should write the things in your notebook. Okay, so write it very neatly and correctly as it is written in front of your eyes. So my dear children, here we will be reading the summary of the lesson. Okay. So here we start with the summary. Patrick was an active boy who loved outdoor games like hockey and basketball. So what happened? Patrick was very active, very good boy, very active boy, but he did not like studies. Rather than he loved to play outdoor games like hockey, football, video game, etc. But he did not want to do his homework. He did not want to study. So he was an enthusiastic player. So what do you mean by enthusiastic? Dedicated player. So here some of the words are bold. So there are some new words. Please learn the meaning, and meaning are written in the brackets. So learn these new words. So what he was an enthusiastic player, but somehow was not interested in studies. Because of his poor interest in his studies, he shrieked, means avoided, work and was warned strictly by his teacher. So what happened? One day Patrick observed his cat playing with a doll. But when he looked at it closely, he found that it was a small man, a supernatural being. So what happened? Once he was sitting somewhere and he had seen that his cat was playing with a doll. When he observed very closely that his cat is playing with, then he found that it was a small creature, it was a small human being. Then what is that? He was wearing a woolen shirt. Who was wearing a woolen shirt? This all description is about the small elf, not about the Patrick. So what the elf was wearing? Elf was wearing a woolen shirt a tall hat and breeches. So it is like a Bermuda hat and woolen shirt. He was scared of a cat and needed help. So who was scared? He is here the elf. So elf was too much scared with the cat and he pleaded for the help through Patrick. So he pleaded mean request Patrick to save him, and in return he promised to grant him a wish. So when he asked Patrick to help him, and in the barter system of it, he told them that if Patrick is going to save him, he is going to grant him a wish. He was very happy. So his mind worked. Whose mind? Patrick's mind's worked. And he was thinking what kind of wish I could have from this elf. So what he decided? Patrick felt happy and called himself Fortunate One. As soon as he heard about that one of his wishes going to be get completed, so he think that he was one of the luckiest person. So he asked the elf to do his homework in turn. Though the elf was not ready for it, he offered to do for him for 35 days, that is one semester. Actually, this little fellow was not interested to the work, but even then he accepted the challenge and told that he will be continuing with these kind of tasks till 35 day of your semester. After that, I won't be doing anything for you. However, problem arose when the elf told that he knew nothing of maths and history. So now elf was doing other works, but he told that he did not know anything about the maths and SST. So he need help to do these subjects. So elf said that I will be taking the help in doing maths and history. So you have to help me. Who is you? You here? Here Patrick will help the elf to complete the work. Patrick agreed and brought many books to read and consult. Now what happened? As soon as he asked for the help, so what he did? Patrick went and brought too many books and started reading that. He sat next to elf and put in a hard toll to complete the work. So he was eagerly, he was desperate, he was fully involved, he was enthusiastically working in the book. He started searching the things. Why? Because he is helping the elf. Fine. So exactly after 35 days, when the semester was over, the elf went away quietly. So after 35 days, as the elf made promise for 35 days, so as soon as this 35 days passed away, he went away silently from Patrick. Okay. Patrick scored grade A in all the subjects. Everyone appreciated him. He became a very different person who was hardworking, generous, and an exemplary boy. So within this 35 days, he was totally changed. He scored grade A and everyone was appreciating him like anything. So what is here? Patrick thought it is elf who helped him score high, but in reality. So now at this point of time, Patrick is thinking that elf helped him to score the higher mark. But in reality, what it was Patrick himself who did all the good and changed his score, because he was finding out the thing what was asked by the elf. He was studying that thing, and finally when he read all the subject matters, he gave the examination, and in that examination he secured A, and finally he was succeeded, and something happened that he started learning. He started learning the things, everything. So this is what there in this chapter. So I think you will be finding it interesting when we will be going through the lesson. So my dear children, please write the summary and about the author in your notebook, and that too very correctly and neatly. This is your task to do in English. Okay, fine. Bye. Take care, bachas.